Let us go in. With a generous serving. Let's go, buddy. Ooh. Oh my God. Wagwan, what's great? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. And thank you very much for stopping by. My name is Chef John Morris, and you're watching Morris Time Cooking. Here I have 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef. For vegetables, I have 1 large carrot diced, a small onion, and also 4 stems of celery chopped. Over here I have 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, as well as some fresh thyme chopped. I'm going to add to my pan about 1/4 cup of oil. So once the oil is hot, go in with your onion, your celery, carrots, and we call this the mirepoix. And we're going to saute these nicely. And immediately you can smell the room. Saute these down nicely. I'm going to season with salt, and I'm going to go into a teaspoon of salt to begin with. This will help to sweat these onions down nicely. Mix that in. You want to saute these until they're nice and translucent. Once it looks like this, we're good to go. I'm going to spread that to the side. I'm going to add our ground beef in. And you're going to break that. Mix everything together. Then I'm going to go in now with my garlic as well as my fresh thyme. I like to add the garlic in once I'm done with the sauteing, because garlic tends to burn and then gets bitter. Alright? Garlic in, bring in all that aroma. Ensure to break up these pieces as you cook. Gonna season with another teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of dried basil. If you have fresh basil, you can use that. Italian or oregano seasoning, a tablespoon. I like to use my oregano in here. Give that a mix. Make some room in the center right here. And I'm going to go in with 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. This is going to provide color as well as flavor. What tomato paste is basically concentrated tomato sauce or tomatoes. That will give us a nice color, and I like to put it directly in the pan just so it cooks nicely. Mix that up, and whenever time I add my tomato paste, I like to go ahead with about a tablespoon of sugar. The sugar kind of mild out that sourness from the tomatoes, right? Sugar is optional and it won't let this become sweet. Now we're going to go in with your favorite red wine, and I'm going to hit that with a cup to deglaze the pan as well as to develop my sauce. Also going to pour myself some. Give that a stir. Everything smells so good. I'm going to go in with a cup of beef broth. Mix that up. Smelling so good. So I'm going to allow the beef to soak up all that beef broth and red wine and reduce to about half the amount of this liquid. So there we go. It has been reduced down to half the amount. Now I'm going to go in with some tomato sauce, about 2 cups. I'm going to mix that in. We're making callaloo lasagna, so you know we have to go in with the Jamaican green seasoning, 1 tablespoon, and of course a tablespoon of my favorite all-purpose rub. Give that a stir. Put it on medium-low heat. That looks so good. Give it a taste. I'm going to allow this to cook for about an hour to an hour and a half on medium-low heat, ensuring to stir in between that so it doesn't stick or burn. And in the meantime, we're going to be working on the lasagna sheet. So while our meat sauce is being cooked, we're going to go in with 280 grams of ricotta. This is very bland, so we're going to go in with about a half teaspoon of salt, quarter teaspoon black pepper, about a teaspoon of dry parsley. If you have the fresh one, use that one. Half teaspoon garlic powder, half teaspoon of onion powder. And we're going to give that a mix. We're going to go in with 2 eggs. And this is going to provide structure as well as spread, right? And some Parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons. I'm using the powdered Parmesan cheese here. If you don't want to make the ricotta, you can just make some bechamel sauce, and that can be for your lasagna, right? Just going to give that a mix. Before I forget, some freshly grated nutmeg, about a quarter teaspoon, because we're not going to be making that bechamel, so we might as well make this flavorful. As I said, if you don't have the ricotta cheese, you can just melt some butter with equal parts flour, add some milk, nutmeg, season to taste with salt and pepper, and you can go as far as to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese in there, and that can be in replacement of this sauce right here, right? Alright, we're going to set that in the fridge. Now for our dough, I'm going to be making a callaloo dough, right? I have here some fresh callaloo. If you want to learn how to clean these and prep them, I have a video out on that. You can check it out at your convenience. I'm going to go in with about 2 cups full, a teaspoon of salt, about a tablespoon of olive oil or regular oil, and 4 eggs. And we're going to blend this up nicely until smooth. Give that a blend. Beautiful. And there we go. Now I have here 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Put that out on my board, clean board, make a well. So I'm going to add now into that mixture. Grab a fork. Just going to get a little bit to thicken up this mixture. And you're going to add the mixture as needed, right? So looking at this dough, 3 eggs will be ideal versus the 4 for the perfect dough. 3 eggs, so 1 egg per pound of flour. If you're going to be making this with the callaloo, because remember the callaloo have a lot of liquid in there, right? But if you're going to be using just 3 cups of flour, no callaloo, you're going to need at least 4 eggs. Alright, knead that into a nice soft dough. Put your finger on there and it reforms the shape. You know, you have a nice, beautiful dough. So it's going to put this in plastic wrap and let it rest in the fridge for about 30 minutes while that meat is still being cooked. So that callaloo dough goes right into the fridge. So now we're going to be working on our pasta. Just going to dust my pasta machine. A little bit of flour. Cut my pasta into half. What I do? A little bit of flour. Roll that into a nice little ball. Dust it with a little bit of flour. This can be used with a rolling pin, or you can press it out with your hand to get the flattest end. Alright? Ensure that it's floured. Gonna add that now to my pasta machine, and we're gonna flatten that out. Nice. Every time it goes through, add a little bit more flour. That way it looks nice and smooth. Gonna go in again. So each time I'm gonna gauge this. Gauge it a little bit smaller each time. And then we're gonna go in. Beautiful. Always dust your pasta. Trying to get this nice and thin. Beautiful. And that's what you want. Nice thin sheets of pasta. Alright? I'm just going to set these to the side. We have some water here. Gonna add a little bit of salt to that. About a teaspoon and a half. A little bit of oil. My oven is preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I have a half block of mozzarella cheese. I'm gonna rip that in half. I need about a cup here, so we're just gonna shred some cheese. Get that prepped from the get-go, right? My meat sauce is already cooked. Everything is good to go. I have here about a cup and a half to 2 cups of mozzarella. Set that to the side. So once you got that water boiling, we're gonna go in now with our lasagna sheets, one at a time. We're just gonna do this for about a minute or so. We're not gonna be cooking this for too long. They're very thin, and the oil will help to separate these. I'm gonna drop them in real quick, so get that beautiful cook on them. Sure that you have a tongue handy. So cook these real fast. And then once they're cooked, we're gonna add them right into that ice water to stop the cooking process. Alright, try and get them over in the ice water without them breaking. Beautiful. Nice. That will slow down the cooking, that will stop the cooking process. Beautiful. And something to note, I didn't overcrowd this pot because I didn't want them sticking together, right? Then I'm gonna go in with the remaining half, about a minute or so, and we should be good to go. So stop the cooking process. Nice. Gonna strain this water off. And look at that pasta sauce. So we're gonna go into a little bit of that. Nice and rich. Good amount of on the bottom here. Only it smells so good. Generous amount. Gonna hit that with a little bit of cheese. We're gonna go down with that lasagna sheet. 2 right there. Then we're gonna go in with that ricotta. Gonna add it on here. Spread Spread it, give it a nice even spread. Beautiful. Sprinkle with a little Parmesan, nothing too crazy. Meat sauce again. Ole. Can we go 3 layer? I think so. Of course, we're gonna go into some more of that mozzarella cheese. That will give us the cheese pull in between every layer. Nice. All right, get that in there. Light serving on top. And some mozzarella on top now for the finished product. Sprinkle of Parmesan on top. Here we go. There we go. We're gonna pop this in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes or until everything is melted on top. Cheese is just melted properly. Look at that. Looking lovely. I had this in for about 10 to 15 minutes and then put it on broil for the next 2 to 3 minutes. And there we go. We have a nice, lovely looking top. But the thing about this, you know, we have to let it sit and cool down for at least the same time that it was cooking for. So 10 to 15 minutes. Once it cool down, we dig into it and the CALLALOO lasagna there. Gonna give that a nice slice. Ole. This is soft. Let us go in with a generous serving. Let's go, buddy. Ooh. Oh my God. Holy. Everything's breaking up so soft. My mouth is salivating. Oh my God. CALLALOO lasagna made easy here and more time cooking. Wow, beautiful. Leave a thumbs up on the video, leave a comment below, and say if you love my vibe, don't forget to hit subscribe. Jano, try it out at home, you won't be disappointed. Once again, thank you very much for watching. You see, until next time, safe travel on the gravel and go and big up on yourself.